Hello, and welcome to another episode of Navigating with Key. My name is Kenneth Enioja Senime, KEA, and I'm your regular host on this program. Today, we're talking about something many people misunderstand: optimism, but not the kind that pretends everything is fine, nor the kind that ignores reality. Today, we're talking about real optimism. So if you're ready, join me as we explore today's article titled Optimism. Let's dive right into it. Let's do this. You see, many people believe that being optimistic means closing your eyes to problems, acting like nothing is wrong, or forcing yourself to stay positive when things are clearly falling apart. But that's not optimism. That is basically avoidance. True optimism is not about ignoring challenges. It's about choosing how you respond to them. Now, newsflash: life will happen. Things will not always go according to plan. You will face delays. You will experience setbacks. People will disappoint you. And that is not a maybe. Honestly, it's not a maybe. It is the reality of life's journey. You would have setbacks. People will disappoint you in life. But here is where the difference lies. It lies not in what happens to you, but in your posture when it happens. There are two ways to respond when life comes at you without any form of announcement. Now, you might say, oh, there are more than two ways of responding. But I tell you, we can group whatever form of response you have into two broad categories. The first is the defeatist mindset. This mindset focuses on the problem, it magnifies it, it repeats it, it plays it in different forms, and none of this form is a victory scenario. You hear things like, why is this happening to me? This never works. This, and some people love their problems. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. Some people love their they hold their problems very dear to their chest. They say this never works. It is my luck. The sad thing about this kind of response is that even when you try to help them see the way out, they insist in the negative. And before you know it, energy drops, motivation disappears, and the situation begins to feel heavier than it actually is. Then there is the optimistic mindset. Not a perfect one, not blind to situations, but intentional. It asks different kinds of questions. Questions like, what can I learn from this situation? I remember the first time I said this to somebody. So the person said, so you mean when I'm going through something, I will now pause and say, what can I learn from this situation? No, not verbatim. But you see, when you build a mindset of being optimistic, you begin to see that when situations come, they come with a lesson. All right. So it is not I pause. It's not mechanical. All right. I get that life is not mechanical. But you see, when situations come, you ask yourself that kind of question. What is this situation teaching me? Right. And you have things like, what is within this situation that is under my control? This situation that has come, what is under my control in it? And then what is my next step? You know? So we're looking at the same situation, but then just having a different posture. There's a simple but powerful truth. When you dwell on the problem, you stay stuck. But when you solve it, you move forward. So optimism is not ignoring the problem. It is choosing to engage it differently. And now the active word is choosing. It is a choice you make. Optimism says, this is hard, but not impossible. This is not ideal, I know, but I can respond wisely. Optimism will say things like, this may take time, but I'll keep moving. You see, that shift in mindset changes everything. And then it's important to know that your mindset affects your energy. People who dwell on problems often feel stuck. They talk about the issue again and again and again, but nothing changes. But those who adopt a problem solving posture carry a different energy. They may not have all the answers, but they are moving, they are trying, they are learning, they are adjusting to the situation as it comes, as the day progresses, they are adjusting until they solve it. And here's something important, and I want you to take a good note of this, is that optimism requires responsibility. Optimism is not waiting for things to magically improve. It is saying, I may not have control over everything, but I will control my response. I will do something about the situation. I will not just lay back and complain about it. I would actually do something about it. Every situation presents you with a choice. You can focus on what is wrong or focus on what can be done. You can adopt a defeatist stance or choose a problem solving posture. And I won't lie to you, optimism doesn't just come naturally. Like you say, he was born with optimism. No, it is what you expose yourself to. And sometimes you have to practice being optimistic, especially when things are not going your way. You need to practice optimism. You need to practice being optimistic. So I want you to take with you this very thing today. Being positive does not mean life is easy. It means you have decided that the difficulty will not control your direction. Optimism is not ignoring the storm, it is choosing to navigate through it with clarity and intention. This is key. You are not ignoring the issue around, but you've chosen to navigate it through that situation with clarity and intention, knowing what the issues are and making proper decisions to overcome them. So before we close, I want you to do something simple for me today. Think about one challenge you are currently facing. It could be anything. Just imagine that challenge and then ask yourself this question. In this challenge I'm facing, what is within my control? What is that thing that I can handle, that is within my control, that I can change immediately? I'll give you an example. Someone says, I am adding too much weight. Now, for that, what is within your control? You can control what you eat. You can choose to be more active. You can choose to eat less. Now, that's just an example, right? But we are all navigating different kind of situations. So that situation you're facing, what is within my control? And then ask yourself this question next. What is the one small step I can take today to make a change on it? So that's our article for today. And I want to say thank you for spending this time with me on Navigating with Key. If this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who you think needs it. Let's help change lives one person at a time. So until I come your way next time, I am Kenneth Enioja Senime, KEA, saying, have a lovely week. Bye bye.